Hi, this is Matthew Robert Payne. I've got 6,000 videos on YouTube and I've got about 5,000 followers, which isn't many. I'm just a small channel. But in the last 2 years, I've been doing interviews with God. I've got a co-author called Sarah Johnson. My name's Matthew Robert Payne. And Tulu has been asking questions of God, and we've been doing hour-long videos. We did a 215 video playlist called God's Last Days Message to His Children. And we did 130. After that, we did a 130 video playlist called Fireplace Chat with the Trinity. And in all those questions, Tulu asks the questions and God answers through me. So I'm a prophet speaking on behalf of God. And that may be really hard for you to believe, especially for a fat, bipolar, mentally ill guy like myself. You may doubt that, but this is for my regular viewers who are used to me. During the process of her asking about 3,000 questions, we've come to realize that there's many faiths in heaven. The faiths in heaven are organized under mountains of their faith. The Buddhists stick to each other, and people from Islam stick together. But recently, in the last 7 weeks since Charlie Kirk has been gone, there's been like a massive revival in heaven, and Charlie, with his organising skills, has been used to organise all these interviews getting done in heaven into universities and teachings and books and course materials and stuff. So we've been doing these interviews for 2 years, but in the past few weeks, there's been 10,000 people come forward in heaven and start to interview God himself. The same way that we interview God, a co-author asks the questions and gets their questions off an angel. The co-author asks the questions, and the person in the prophetic seat answers for God. So God's doing like 10,000 interviews every 3 weeks. I've got a lot of revelation on heaven. I'm not going to share it all here, but since Charlie Kirk's been in heaven, he's been working really well with God and the management of heaven, and he's been organising all these interviews into getting transcripts, getting videos uploaded, and making books and making continuing content. You can search any question in heaven now on Google, and it'll have a whole lot of videos from these 10,000 videos uploaded, these 10,000 interviews every 3 weeks uploaded. So heaven is really being transformed, and Charlie Kirk is leading a revival. So for years, ever since I've been a Christian, there's been promises in Pentecostal churches that there's going to be a last days revival, and this last days revival and stadium revivals. And I've heard so many so-called prophets prophesy a last days revival, but what's happening at the moment that no prophet I know of on earth is reporting on is there's a massive revival happening in heaven, and a lot of people, the 144,000 witnesses, are being prepared in heaven to mentor 144,000 witnesses on earth. Revelation 7, Revelation 14 mention 144,000 witnesses, but what they don't mention is 144,000 of them are people that are saints in heaven that are going to mentor people on earth. And then there's going to be 144,000 people on earth, part of the tribulation, and they're going to take the gospel to the nations. So the 144,000 people who are going to be like living friends and mentors to those on earth, they're getting prepared right now. They're getting taught and raised up and disciplined and mentored into the role that they're going to be playing. I know about that because I mix with heaven, and like I've said, I've done 350 interviews on my YouTube channel about that. Perhaps you may want to subscribe and just catch up with the latest interviews, or perhaps you want to go back to the very start of God's Last Days message to his children, the playlist. I hope you enjoyed this. I really appreciate your comment. Your comment will make this video more popular. I'd appreciate your like. I'd appreciate you sharing this video, and I'd appreciate if you subscribed. But you don't need to do any of that. I just want to give you a personal thank you for listening all the way to the end. God bless.